see that he had enough because of his life experiences, and that it led to him making this change. But there's a tremendous amount of will involved in that. And to deny that seems like you're denying the spirit of human beings.
Well, let's look at it this way, okay, real quick. Let's look at it. Okay, let's say I crumple up this piece of paper. And I'm going to catapult it.
Okay.
And it landed there.
Right.
And now I'm going to reset the entire universe. I'm going to reset every molecule of air, every fiber in this paper. You're going to be in the exact same spot. The whole universe has been reset. And I fired it again. Is it going to land exactly where it landed the first time? Or is it going to land somewhere else? I've reset the universe. The Earth, every molecule of matter in the, every particle of matter in the universe has been reset.
With the same amount of force.
Everything is identical.
I would assume if the same amount of space and the same amount of air, you would land in the same spot.
Infinitely precisely?
I don't know.
Well, I've reset everything perfectly.
If infinitely precisely you throw it the exact same way and it lands in the exact same dirt with the exact same resistance,
it's the same thing.
I would assume it's infinitely precisely going to land in the same spot.
If randomness is a force at work in nature, why didn't it factor itself into our little experiment here?
Because your little experiment's impossible.
But that's irrelevant. It's a thought experiment.
But it's not a thought experiment because you're recreating the whole universe.
Right, but it's not logically impossible.
Right. Well, in that case, though, with the variables that you presented, yes.
Okay. But where's randomness? Where's this force?
There's no randomness if you're recreating the entire Earth in a very duplicatable way. That's not randomness at all.
What is randomness? That's the thing. There is no randomness.
Right.
Randomness is when a human being can no longer compute all the factors. And we use an expression called randomness, meaning, okay, I rolled this dice, it landed on 7 randomly. Why? Because I couldn't compute all the variables. So,
okay, I see what you're saying.
So randomness is kind of it's an illusion that we project onto the world. So Laplace, one of the greatest physicists in history, okay, Simon Laplace, he says, look at a billiard ball table. Okay, if you tell me which way you're going to break the billiard balls, if you tell me what velocity and what angle you're going to hit the cue ball, I could tell you where every single ball is going to be on the pool table. That's what Laplace says. Okay, he's a phenomenal thinker. And he says, why? Because I'm going to take that table, I'm going to turn it into a math. I'm going to take the weight of the ball, the friction of the table, the density of the bands, the gravity of the Earth, excuse me. I'm going to take all those variables. I'm going to put them up on this board here. All I need to know is how hard you're going to hit the ball. And I'll tell you precisely where every ball is going to land. Now, somebody who doesn't know mathematics or geometry is going to look at that table. When he sees the break, to him it's going to seem random. But randomness is really a reflection of his ignorance. He's not able to compute all this information. That's why Laplace says, to God, the world is not random. To somebody who has information, the world is not random. That's why he says, it's very important, that's why we're so determinist, because we believe that what's happening right now is a byproduct of the past. The past caused this happening right now. The past was out of your control. If I reset the universe and let it play all over again, identical circumstance, you would drink that exact same amount of coffee you had today. You would have made the same, you would have married the same woman, you would have had the same kids, you would have had the same t-shirt on right now, you would have the mic at the same distance, everything would be reset. So when we look at the world through the eyes of physics, they say the causal line is complete. The causal line is complete, meaning where is this space for randomness or free will? We don't factor it in. The only time we do factor it in is when we look at ourselves inwardly. But when we look at the world objectively as a third person, so there's two views. There's the internal view, first-person experience. We don't believe in determinism. We have free will. That's first-person experience. Third-person experience, I'm studying Joe. All I see in Joe is billiard balls. So when you have a thought, it's all billiard balls hitting one another. And if I had an infinitely precise calculator, according to Laplace, I could tell you where you're going to be 5 years from now, what you're going to be doing. Why? Because I'm seeing one billiard ball hit another. It's just take that pool table experiment and make it the greatest pool game in history. There are countless atoms. There are countless billiard balls striking into one another. Somebody can calculate the world of physics and tell you where your hand's going to be. Laplace says, I'm going to tell you where your hand's going to be in 5 years from now. But you don't know my personal choices I'm going to make. That's irrelevant. He'll tell you that's irrelevant. Why? Because he sees the billiard balls moving inside your mind, so to speak.